What's going on, everybody? My name is Austin. You're back with BurgerFi Gaming. We are back with Her Lie, I Try to Believe, and I'm joined once again by Crow. Now, he kind of saw this game and asked what it was about, and I showed him the video that I recorded previously about it.
Oh yeah.
And so I've already given my input on it. You guys already know how I feel about it. But I'm going to let him tell you guys about what he felt about it and what he kind of noticed about the game.
All right. Where do I start? I saw the first chapter of it where he narrated, and I was really enthralled by the story. It really captivated me, and got really emotionally invested in our main character, Tim, here. And so we got to the point in the chapter where at the end of his video, where he was talking about all this nonsense, and he was pretty much like what Burke said. He's toxic, and she's, a good person. So I was really torn between what character I would root for, because I was so emotionally invested in Tim. I just really hope that he doesn't go through with whatever it is he's hoping to do.
Well, at the end of the last episode, he talked about raping him, and then he luckily got her away on a cab.
Yeah.
So,
but he tore himself away from her, so I think he was either trying to save her from himself, or either that, or he just couldn't go through with it.
that, or he's smart enough to know that he's about to do something really stupid, and he has some kind of he has that strength to know hey, I shouldn't do this.
Yeah. So I'm really hoping that Tim is a redemption character. He redeems himself from all of that, but at the same time, I'm rooting for both of them, because she became a wonderful person, and I'm hoping that Tim can turn this around from what he has become. And we should have probably recorded my reaction to the first video he made when we finally got to that point, because I was speechless at one point. I had my hands on my head. I was staring bug-eyed at the screen.
I had to pause it a couple times.
Yeah, we had to pause. We had to pause just to take a second to process what we were witnessing in this video. We're really emotionally invested, and we're glad to start the second video. So I'm babbling on, so we're just gonna start this. Let's get this going.
Just for a disclaimer, I was not ready to play this anymore. I was actually pretty good on not doing it ever again. But Crow wants to finish it, so we're gonna go ahead and finish it.
Yeah, I want to see how this ends.
We're doing it all in one video. I'm not doing this ever again.
Oh yeah, probably. Because how are we gonna sleep after seeing this?
I don't know.
Okay, here, go.
I'd hope never to see her again. I gotta do the clicking. And for the better part of 2 years, it turned out pretty much that way. I might have glanced at someone with similar features once or twice during that time, but I simply avoided coming close to the particular person in order to escape the chance of an encounter. I had graduated from college and was now working for a company for less than a year. I diligently focused on my work the same way I did during my time at school. Even though I didn't have any ambition, the way I did my work mechanically like a machine was something to be proud of, supposedly. At least that's how my paychecks saw the whole thing. My life seemed to have been pretty much set in stone. I even finally found a girlfriend who could deal with my boring self and even more boring life. So I had someone to fuck a couple of times during the week to efficiently evacuate my stress.
Wow. Oh my god, read it.
I didn't love her. I think she knew it. Did she simply turn a blind eye, or was she too using me for her own interest? Doesn't really matter. I don't think she loved me either. Now that I think I would love myself even if I forced to. See, that's the thing with relationships. I know that some relationships aren't based on love, but I mean, love is really the best way to keep relationships. I know, me and my girl, we have fights all the time. We constantly butt heads, but I still love her at the end of the day, and I know she still loves me, and that's why eventually we found our way back to each other, even after the rough 5 years we had. You have anything to say on this?
Truly I agree with you, because a relationship will never survive without it, to be honest, because there can be so many fights, so many events in life that will give you drama, and if you guys are going to keep it together, you guys need to have that bond, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't even know if I told the story, but me and Natasha, before we finally settled down together, we were on and off for her entire high school life and mine. So for the past 5 years, it's been on and off between us, and then for the past 6-7 months, we've been together, and we're really, committed to each other. So I think, without love, you can't really have a good relationship. Unless you're just fooling yourself.
Yeah, this is the reason why I wanted to do this video and finish this, because this is why I wanted to, because it really some parts in this just cut to the core of you.
Oh yeah, and it's good to have the second opinion and to have someone else to just kind of like if I see something I'm like, am I really seeing that? Then I'm not going crazy.
Yeah, it's good to have good feedback.
Oh, is this a
damn
club?
it.
It was a night like many others. That particular client loved to meet in a peculiar environment,
Oh, so
even
it's
if
a workplace now.
it was only to speak business. Well, he says it's a peculiar environment, so maybe it's like a strip club where they all meet to talk business. Because it talks about like even if it was only to speak business, so like maybe.
Maybe he got out of college and has a job now.
That's what it said. He did get out of college. He's got a job.
Oh, he already said that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not that he was the only one with special requests, and to be honest, it didn't bother me all that much. It was the third time maybe that I would come to this place. Normally we would meet on a Tuesday, but because of some unforeseen inconveniences, he decided that we should meet on the following Thursday instead. It was a place that could be attributed to the category of adult. Okay, yeah, so they are a strip club.
Mm-hmm.
Yet it wasn't the traditional strip club like most men would think when hearing the term adult entertainment. Have you ever been to a strip club?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I don't know if I told the story, but I went to a strip club one time while I was in Germany, and like my opinion is like a strip club's one of those things that like you want to go for the experience, but like I don't think I'd ever go again just because I didn't really find anything that cool.
Mm-hmm. I never thought like a story, like a video game story, could be so enthralling that like we would like give our 2 cents on a story we had. Just,
Oh yeah. Well, see, the first time I went to a strip club, it was while I was in Germany going for like medication before I was getting sent back to the States. I don't want to say his rank because I can get in trouble for that, but my friend took me over to a strip club for the first time, and it was a lot of fun, but we had a lot of fun that night, and I remember getting drinks and my first ever lap dance, and like in Germany it's all hands on, so but you don't get that in the States, but again it's one of those
really
things.
An appropriate topic? Are you good with talking?
I played with dicks on my channel.
We did. We both did. What the fuck can I say? Go ahead and continue.
So, like, it's all hands on in Germany, but like I said, it's one of those things that like, I only have to do it once. Like, I don't think I'd ever go again, just because I've had that experience. It's not something that I'm really that interested in, And we got any more 2 cents to put in this?
Yeah, this is a really exciting like story to.
You're just ready to get back to the store, aren't you?
Yeah, but like not really that, but I'd like to say, yeah, this is really getting to me. I'm really enthralled. It's just I want to know the end of it. Your Coca-Cola on my phone, your keyboard.
It won't be the first time. No, it was a place a bit more classy, but don't misunderstand, all right? The theme around the whole establishment was very much sex indeed, but instead of the term prostitutes, the women would bear the name of hostesses. And instead of dancing nude around a pole indecently, they would simply serve drinks and food to the clients, all while sitting around a table to fake interest on the client's pathetic life. So Hooters. like a sexier Hooters.
But except strip club style.
No, but they said that they don't dance around poles. It's not really a conventional strip club.
Okay.
It's more like just a really like sexual Hooters.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Some people might probably wonder why such a business would be categorized as something similar to a strip club, but what you need to understand here is that every woman serving in that particular establishment can be bought for the night. The only thing is you need to pay the high price, alright? Those women are high quality prostitutes after all.
So this is like this must be in like a different country or something, because like I do not know about any place like that here in America.
Well, yeah, prostitution's illegal here.
Yeah, but like there might be an establishment like.
I'm thinking more like this whole thing is maybe think like Korea, Japan, China, somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I was with the man speaking of everything except meaningful topics until the hostess came. She started asking if we needed anything to drink, but became agitated in the middle of her speech all of a sudden, probably because she finally understood with whom she was dealing with. Because obviously it was her. Oh my god.
Oh, no way!
She was there in front of me. Those eyes, this smile, I could hardly believe it. She was as beautiful as ever, and with what she was wearing, a tight, sensual black dress, it was hard not to think of anything else but sex when looking at her.
Damn.
Those dark urges that made their apparition 2 years ago, the vulgar and evil passion which had driven my mind completely wild back then, everything that I felt in that single night was rekindled instantly. So we're back to the raping. Is that what he's saying? We're back to the raping?
I had the I think my eyes widened because I'm just like, come on, man.
I think we're back to the raping now.
I think that.
Good God. You little horn dog, calm your dick down. Keep
It's
it
not
in your
even
bed.
that. It's just like, what is wrong with this guy's brain? I think we should find out. Continue.
Serial killer. I'm putting it down. Serial killer. The woman I thought might have been a virgin 2 years ago was working as a prostitute. For how long she'd been doing this? Again, she made a fool out of me. I fought those urges the best I could out on that night, thinking how wrong it would be to subject those evil intentions onto such a pure and delicate woman, when in reality, she was stained from the very beginning. She probably even wanted the damn thing, forced me to pay after the fact probably.
Why is that what he's worried about? What the
Because this guy is trying to find reasons to crush her, and he's trying to find every opportunity to do it, everything, but everything he's thinking of is being destroyed because she's working at a prostitute, she's no longer a virgin.
And the whole time he's thinking, like, in a frame of reference to her, like, she's trying to do this to get back at him, like, this is some sort of, like, fight between them?
Yeah,
she's just living her life.
He thinks it's all based off a rivalry that they had when they were kids. I've never hated somebody so much to that point.
I'm losing faith in this guy, man.
I lost faith when he talked about the rape.
Yeah, the same here, but, like, I am...
But you're still hoping for the redemption.
Yes.
You know, maybe you turned around last minute. Maybe you turned around last minute, but I'm not.
Like,
I don't have any
think
hopes.
we discussed it on the channel yet, but like me and him are both writers. We love writing, and I just love writing about redemption characters. But I don't have many of them that are this fucked up or this bad. So I'll kind of like cling to the hope that maybe he'll redeem himself and he'll become like an actual person later. But so far I'm with him. I've totally lost faith in this guy.
How sly of her. How fucking sly of her. Looking down on me like that. Fucking bitch.
This guy's a fuckhead.
This time.
What? Oh fuck.
Can't we speak for a bit?
He ordered her.
She said, extremely tense. It was now a full hour of meeting her at the bar. I chatted with her for a bit, not hiding my complete disinterest in what she was saying, only looking at her body in complete lust. I didn't say anything about her profession. Perhaps she thought I was mindful or something. Well, I betrayed that thought alright.
Jesus Christ.
I simply said to her, let's finish the night at the hotel. And that's where we are now. We've literally taken the first step into the room, and I've already ordered her to take her clothes off. We've just arrived, she pointed out. We should drink some wine to loosen up the mood, don't you think? I don't believe this. That cunt has been spreading her legs for dirty old men for God knows how long, and yet she's already reluctant on the idea of undressing in front of me. How long is she going to insult me like this?
Bro him! Like, goddamn!
I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I'm smiling right now.
His description of her too, just Jesus Christ.
Have a fucking filter!
God damn.
I don't give a shit about your opinion on the matter.
Ugh.
But, she interjects, I said to fucking undress already. Isn't that fucking clear to you? I start shouting frantically. We're both standing in front of one another with only 4 feet separating us apart. She's visibly agitated by my sudden behavior. I'm not saying this because like I feel like this. I'm yelling when he's yelling to kind of like give more into the story.
Yeah, to like kind of like present it as more of like, you know.
Yeah, I'm trying to get better on my visual or my speaking skills. Thankfully enough, the exit is behind me, so she can't escape easily.
Bro, dude, 1 second, like I'm feeling like the way I watch Game of Thrones. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't watch Game of
Thrones. Me up
Thrones.
just like this.
I never watched Game of Thrones.
Really?
I've never read it, never watched it.
Oh, dude, some of those scenes would make you want to gag.
I've heard there's a lot of incest.
There is.
Okay. She does as I asked, and she's visibly pained by the fact. While I look at her every moment with those ever so filthy eyes of mine, I'm so absorbed by her that I almost forget how to breathe. I wish you would. Pass the fuck out and she'll leave. Oh, what's this? Is it supposed to be your cute side or something? How disgusting. To my surprise, she's not wearing a G-string. She's wearing ordinary panties with some ridiculous motifs on it. Some kind of running shoes or something. Running shoes! Because she always beat him at running.
I'm putting it together too.
Yeah, I wear it because, well, you don't like it? I sneer exaggeratedly at her as an answer to her question. Her eyes fall down in frustration. I started enjoying myself. Humiliating her might very well be what I needed to finally cope with myself. I'm glad YouTube's entering this so I don't have to, because I don't have the skills. But while those pleasant thoughts are taking form inside my mind, I finally realized something. She took off her panties alright, but what is she... Hey, what the fuck are you doing? She stares at the ground shyly. I just... Stop hiding yourself like that. I want to see every little detail of this slutty body of yours. Aren't you supposed to be proud of it?
God, this
Showing
guy.
it to every loser you meet just for a few empty bucks?
Well, maybe she just feels that way for him, you know what I mean? She's probably had a crush on him this whole entire fucking time.
She's
just
gonna
demoralizing her.
she's gonna uncover it. I'm gonna have to like never put this video out because I'm pretty sure YouTube's gonna take it the fuck down. She was both hiding her breasts and her crotch with her arms and hands as though she was undressing in front of a man for the very first time. How long is she going to mock me like this? I don't want it this way. Not while you don't. Huh? I walk up to her enraged. Is she telling me she can't do it with me? That even though she's literally selling her body and shame away every single day, she can still refuse me of all people? How fucking insulting! And even if I try to keep a minimum of respect, but now? Isn't that like a right? Like you have the right to refuse customers? Like I know it is for like the establishment like manager, but I don't know if that's the same for like the workers. And again, this is in America. I'm not sure how it is in overseas, and this seems like to be overseas.
Yeah, but like I'm kind of stuck on the fact of how much he is like emotionally tormenting this chick. Right now.
It's brutal.
It is so brutal.
I pushed her hard on the bed. She fell without any means of fighting back.
Shit.
But even as she's lying on top of the bed completely defenseless, she still tries the best she can to hide herself from me. As if I was the most disgusting and vile monster she ever saw. You are!
Yeah.
I
see your hand shaking like as you're holding the mic too.
No, it's my knee. I'm like, see, I'm like so fucking anticipating.
It's putting us on edge, man.
Enough! I climb on the bed without showing any restraint. The fact that she doesn't cry out for help surprised me immensely, as without a shred of doubt, most extremely look terrifying right now. I feel like it's gonna end like.
Yeah, well, no shit, you look terrifying, douchebag.
I feel like this is gonna be like the end of a. What was that fucking movie? Or not movie, book. Fuck! I can't remember the book anymore. This one's like a fucking classic too.
We'll remember it later, probably.
It's the one where fucking Lenny kills that girl.
Lenny?
Yeah. When he's,
I have no
when he's
idea
talking
what
about
you're
the rabbit farms and stuff.
The what farm?
Okay, what's about the George and Lenny? I think was their names. And it's fucking. Where's my phone?
I feel like a dumbass just because I don't know what
It's a classic book. I don't know what it's called though.
Like, you said that like YouTube might take this video down, but I don't know if
Of Mice and Men.
Yes.
When I feel like it's gonna end up like he's gonna like try to like hurt her and he's gonna end up killing her, like he did, like Lenny does that one chick in Mice and Men. I feel like that's what's gonna happen here.
But this isn't the 6th chapter. There's 6 chapters.
Is there 6 chapters?
Yeah, I saw on the top right when we were looking at it on your video on YouTube, someone else had done the videos of this. So I don't think your shit's gonna get taken down per se, but like
Unless they have like good audio or video editing skills.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. Your turn. Anyway. In no time at all, I'm on top of her, desperately trying to force her arms up on top of her head in order to pin down her movements. I finally achieved my end without too much difficulty, the moment I remembered that delicacy was not in the dictionary the monster she had thought of me. It's no one's fault except her own. She made me who I am. It cannot be helped. She should be asking for forgiveness. If she hadn't laughed at me for all those years, the situation would have never come into existence.
She got over it when like you guys
You
were
were children!
13.
You were children!
Yeah, on top of that, she got over it when you guys were super young.
Something inside of me was shouting those things to me, encouraging me in going further. At last, with her arms out of the way, I can finally take one good look at her body. No need to explain that at that very moment, I was already at my limit and ready to explode. My eyes licked her all the way from the bottom to the top. Those long and delicate legs, her slender arms and stomach, those huge and pale breasts, and then what's weird is like I feel like most people would be like hard right now, but I'm fucking terrified. Totally, I'm terrified, totally
100%
flaccid.
flaccid, man. I'm just like the fuck. It's like we're taking like the perspective of like a rapist and someone who's totally fucking ahead.
Because like in my right mind, even I don't even think drunk. Like
I don't
could,
even know how I'm gonna sleep tonight, man.
I don't think even drunk I could force myself on a person like that. You know?
Not even that, just period, man. You know?
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. In my right mind or drunk, I don't think I could ever do that. Her face without that smile. Her face, which was bright red, contorted in a sorrowful expression. She was crying. Oh, for that she was. But those were not tears out of fear for her life. She didn't ask me to let go of her, or at least be gentle with her. She was just silently crying as she'd get up. She wasn't scared at all. Scared of all of me. She was disappointed.
No shit.
I wonder if she's
feelings for you dumb fuck.
I wonder if she's gonna get pregnant.
We're already adding a more scary thought to this shit, dude.
I know, like, he's always not caring, so if you're at that point of fuck it, he's probably not gonna put a condom on, they're gonna have a kid, and that's what's gonna fucking happen to make more story.
It's like I'm reading like one of the worst like Stephen King novels, man. Like he can write a very
Don't even put Stephen King with this. I love Stephen King.
No, like he can write some like really good books. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, one of the most respected authors of this decade,
Like,
at least.
He could get my like heart racing like just as much as it is now.
Oh,
like
yeah.
this.
She was just silently crying. Oh wait, was I there?
Yeah, you already said that.
Oh yeah.
She was disappointed.
Of me, of her, of the situation, I have no idea. But why am I even trying to understand anyway? By that point, I had stopped myself. For what reason? I don't know. Her behavior was hypnotizing me. I didn't know what to think of it. Isn't that what I was wishing for? It was my fantasy, wasn't it? To take away this smile of hers, this happiness. But now I realized there was never any happiness in that smile to begin with. Our eyes met. Those big brown eyes, full of distress. I could drown myself inside of them right then and there, how tearful they were. But they were passionate, and they held a darkness darker than my own.
What?
Noticing my slight hesitation, she took it as an opportunity to mutter out something faint, something almost inedible. Something incredible. I loved you. I always loved you.
Could have saw that coming.
What the fuck is this cunt babbling about?
You asshole!
Yet, though I didn't want to hear her bullshit, she kept on opening her mouth and closing it as though she was saying intelligible things. I wanted...
Who wrote this at this point?
I don't know, but I want to fucking punch this guy in the face, or if it's a chick, then like...
I guess that means it's a really good story if you want to fuck this guy up, you know what I mean?
I hope to God, like, this is written from, like, a dude's perspective. I don't know why, but I feel like it'd be much worse coming from a girl's perspective. Because then, like, okay, so here's my thought. Like, if it's written by a girl, I feel like she would kind of been through this kind of situation. And I don't want to think of anybody going through that situation.
Neither.
Because I feel like people sometimes don't understand how bad, like, sexual assault or rape is in this country, or even in the armed forces, but how bad it is and how bad it hurts somebody.
Yeah, it is like mentally. I can't even like form words on how like terrible it is. Like,
we can't
destructive to the point of complete and utter destruction.
We can't even say how it is because we've never been through it, you know. But you've seen people like suicide and cutting themselves off from everybody because of shit like this happens, and I hate to think of anybody going through that.
Same, and I know some people who have.
I don't know anybody that has, but you know, except one girl. I don't even talk to her anymore because she's cut herself out from everybody, and she won't even answer me anymore.
Yeah, to protect the innocent, we should probably start talking about that. You know, let's just continue.
Yeah, sorry for bringing up any bad memories for any of my fans out there. You know, but just know that there are people out there that are willing to help you. You know, and I've always said this before. I have a Facebook page, or even if you guys want to know my real name, find me on Facebook, send me a message. I'll always reply to you guys. I just want to help everybody out. That's why I started this channel, just to help everybody. Anyway, I wanted to at least say it to you. I want you to know how I feel. I know how much you hate me. It's so easy to see, but I absolutely needed to get this off my chest. Now I'm ready. Just please stop looking so sad like that. You don't need to get out of your way to make me understand. You don't need to act anymore. She wasn't scared at all. I was nothing to her. Those eyes were telling me this. I started laughing dryly like a maniac. She's continuously harassing me in this situation. She saw through me with ease.
This guy has like no social like experience whatsoever. Either that or he's just completely insane.
Well, yeah, it said he didn't have any social, like, he spent all his time studying.
Yeah, it's either that or both. Either he's insane or he's completely socially inexperienced, or both.
Yeah, I don't know. I was never a match for her. I let go of her dully, get off the bed and turn away from her. Completely defeated. Still, I was laughing. Like a broken record, I was laughing. I tried to speak, but I guess I'm not totally prepared for it yet. I take another breath and then try another time. Get out. There's no use anymore. All I ever wanted was for her to feel as hopeless as I do, but now that I've noticed that her hopelessness was greater than even my own, there was no point in doing this anymore. There's nothing left for me to take away from her anymore. There was never anything for me to take away from her in the first place. How fucking pathetic. I don't wanna, she said with decisiveness. I didn't see her. I didn't have the courage to look at her anymore. But I knew what kind of face she was making. See, that's fucking cowardly.
Yeah.
You're gonna try to fucking do that shit and then you turn around and face her?
This guy is fucking something else. Whoever wrote this was a genius on how to make like one of the worst like psychiatric messes out of a character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel you, dog. Get out, you fucking bitch! To that, she hugged me from behind. It was an awkward hug, something normally only an experienced teenage boy would do uncomfortably to his first girlfriend. Yet I felt her strength, her determination. How irritating. I turn around violently. I take her perfect visage?
I don't even know what that means either.
Roughly in my left hand, put strength on my hold, push her on the wall beside us, all the while making sure she feels the pain with every motion I make. Don't you understand? If you stay here, I'll break you. My face was extremely close to hers. I could have literally eaten her all up right in that instant, yet she didn't flinch. She didn't look away from my fully dilated pupils. She didn't show any sign of pain, even though she was definitely feeling quite some. She was now showing me her true self for the first time in all those years. And at that very moment, that's exactly what I want you to do.
What the fuck? I don't even know how to think right now. It's just like I'm trying to. Yeah, we're completing this. We're getting this the fuck out of the way.
I just want to be done.
Yeah, same.
I noticed that, out of both of us, I was the one who was really frightened. You should be!
Is she a psycho too?
I don't know. See, like I
That's
said,
why
when I first said
she
it,
feels something so strong for him. She just feels this way about it, or is she a psycho too? I just don't even fucking understand. Is
when
she,
I
like,
first
sort of
started,
psychomasochist?
it even said, like, I read the description, it was pretty
Like-
much about toxic relationship, but that was my understanding that she was toxic. But then the whole game has been him being toxic, and I don't know if she's being toxic,
Or is it both of them?
or maybe it's just the fact that because she loves him. And she feels that if he takes all his anger out, that maybe it'll let out that hate, and they can start being normal.
Maybe.
No, I don't know.
We can like bet cards on anything right now because like
Yeah, anything's possible.
The way
Whoever
she
wrote this is a
reacted
fucking
to him,
genius.
it was like she knew him.
Well, yeah, she saw right
Everything
through
about
him.
Yeah.
She saw right through him, which
Exactly.
is fucking amazing. You know, whoever wrote this, I need to give a handshake and a punch in the face. Simultaneously, like, yeah, good job, boom!
Oh my god. Let's continue.
Don't remember much about that night, or maybe I just don't want to remember. The only thing I can say for sure is there was something I found out about myself that day.
Hey, you better find out
Something
some
that
shit
I
about
probably
yourself.
shouldn't have. Welcome to the Scream Fest. That is YouTube.
We're going insane at this fucking video, man.
Wow, what's up?
It's a lot of chaotic shit.
This story is so like, it's one of those fucked stories that you like read that like you can't peel yourself away from. You know what I mean? Have you watched Game of Thrones?
No.
All right, I don't know how to describe it to you because that's a fucked flick too. Even though like that's what makes it good. It's like it's completely fucked.
As I was about to leave the hotel, it must have been around 5 a.m. the next morning, Cassandra stopped me casually and said, I want you to come back and see me next week, alright?
Hell,
And my reply to that was, not a chance, idiot.
he's already backing off.
You were smart. I tried to, and then he pulled me back into it. She flashed a smile at me nonetheless. So like, isn't that like, never mind. I'm not gonna say that. Could be take off as racist. I wonder if she knew. I wonder if she knew she already had me.
Sure, I knew that she did this.
Don't talk about that right now. It's not a good joke to make.
Yeah, fuck,
She
man.
wants that good dick.
Stop
He
it.
does, but don't fucking say it like that.
Just sit by
God.
Oh, go. Let's continue.
At that, I met with her on the same day once a week. We would drink together at that bar she was working at. We would always finish the night at the same hotel right after. It must have been around the third week that I finally decided to ask about it.
Ask about what?
I think the hotel. She's speaking to me at great length like always, just after having sex. I was sitting on the corner of the bed listening to her half-heartedly while sucking on a cigarette.
Is that the way you describe smoking a cigarette? Seriously, dude?
Yeah, I was
Smoke a fag.
What the fuck, yeah? Sucking
I was a smoker
cigarette.
by then. Took the habit out of nowhere, probably to looking more protected than I was. It's kind of what people do. Like, you just kind of develop it out of nowhere. What are you wearing?
Is this supposed to be her cute outfit?
I don't know, but if my girl,
She wears glasses.
if my girl or my daughter ever dressed like this, I'd smack them across the face like, bitch! I'm just kidding. I would never do that, but
You'd still give him a stern talking to.
yeah.
That's, yeah.
If it was my daughter, I can legally spank her ass. Like, bitch, change! I do believe in spanking kids. We don't do that enough, and that's why kids are snorting condoms.
But he probably wouldn't use that word or phrasage.
Yeah. We should go see it together. They say it's a movie of the decade. Shut up. I said to her, I don't know the word.
Briskly?
Brusquely.
Maybe they spelled it wrong. I don't know.
Why is this? This is the second time I've seen this word. I don't know what it fucking means. I don't know. Come look at it.
What's brusquely mean? I said to her brusquely in reply, yes.
Is it okay if...
I don't give a shit. I put my dicks on my channel. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, we played
I
General
said to her.
Hospital.
Yeah, it's brusquely.
Okay. Okay. Brusquely.
Hold on.
What does that mean?
Let me look it up real quick.
Okay. You do that. Also, she's wearing she's wearing glasses.
Oh. Abrupt or offhand in speech or manner.
Okay. Yeah, it does make sense.
Yeah, because she has huge fucking hentai tits. You know how this shit's gonna end.
Yeah, we're very afraid.
It's already probably gotten to that point.
Next thing you know, you'd be stepping up to anal. Then you're in the pros.
Yeah. Okay. Alright.
All the seriousness has been taken out, and I can't stop smiling. I wonder if you pay for my entry fee. I bet you would. You're that type of man after all. Giggle.
Uh-huh.
So definitely take an entry fee.
Jesus Christ.
I'm fucking roll tonight.
It's just, me and him know, like, where this story's going, so we're not joking like that, but if this was a totally different story, we'd totally be
He's on a fucking roll tonight. I love this shit.
Yeah.
She was laughing and
At
smiling
least he's
like
putting the humor on it, so this, like, actually, like, lightens the mood.
He's probably my favorite roommate of all time. It's fucking awesome. I first thought she would stop acting this way the moment she finally showed her true self, but she betrayed my expectations. She's exactly the same whether we're alone or not. Oh, that's a good thing, right?
Again, he's insane, remember?
Yeah. The only time...
Okay.
The only,
Alright, we contributed.
the only time when she behaves differently is when we're having sex. She would fixate me, always in the eyes with a frightening passion. Normally, I'm the only one who's cold and violent, but when we're having sex, she could very well be seen as disturbed as I am. So she's...
Stop laughing, dude! Come on! Don't worry, man!
Go to my channel and watch the first part!
Ugh.
You understand?
Penis.
That's some flashbacks to General Jackson.
Yeah, me too. We did that the same night.
We're on a fucking roll tonight.
Yeah.
I wondered then why she was always smiling. Was it fake or was it not? Even I, who knew her better than anyone else, have no clue. How could someone as empty as her smile so thoroughly like this? I badly wanted to know, but why? Why was I even involving myself with the likes of her? It's not like my feelings have changed all of a sudden. I still very much hate the thing she is. Don't understand myself anymore. Something I need to know. Wait. Isn't he married?
Huh?
Isn't he still married?
Is he married?
Or I don't know if he's like married
he
or
still
having...
has his girlfriend, dude.
Yeah.
Well, there's that. Plus,
they
he
never
never said he broke it off with her.
Yeah. So is this just like...
Is he falling for this chick and doesn't even know
What
it yet?
happens when you cheat?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it confuses all the guys because I don't know. See, that's the thing about cheating is like I can never cheat because I'm fucking lazy, and so like trying to come up with different stories, different lies to two different girls or more is just fucking frustrating, and I don't have the time or the energy to do it most days.
And for different reasons.
Yeah.
Moral ones, but like.
But I mean, like, yeah, I mean obviously moral, but I mean,
I've
there's-
never decided to like cheat on any girl I've been with. You know what I mean? But like, there have been like attractive girls that will come along, but I still won't do it just because I find it morally unfathomable.
I remember the first time I was dating this girl in Poland, and we didn't ever stay together. She ended up actually cheating on me. But like, I met this one Polish chick in a bar, and Polish. She was cute, but like, she came over to me and was like, "Let's get a drink." And I was like, "Stiff arm!" I legit stiff armed her and backed her off. Anyway, so without thinking much, I asked her something for the first time since almost forever. I asked her something I wish I hadn't. Why did you end up this way? She was surprised. Obviously, I had disturbed her while she was speaking, but her surprise didn't come from that fact. She She was surprised. Obviously, I had to... Wait, I already read this. Why does it keep... She looked at me and smiled at me silently for a long time. But not with that smile. A smile as though she had won something. A smile as though there was hope somewhere somehow. She was genuinely happy, I think. Or maybe there was something with that smile I didn't understand back then. All I knew was that she was waiting for that question.
I don't understand.
She told me that her tale, some stereotypically bullshit I didn't want to hear. Her father had a lot of money when she was younger. He had some kind of successful businessman or investor or whatever. I didn't listen all that well. You asked her a question, you're not going to listen?
Well, the thing is, like, I think either she's just as fucked up as him, or like he said, like she finally feels like she won something. Like she might have been like.
So maybe we're all wrong. Maybe she really is toxic and she's playing him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but like getting to it, she might have just been happy that like he cares.
But he had enough money to get by, was the term she used, whatever that meant. And in 5th grade, out of nowhere, Cassandra started showing interest in her studies, so much that she was on top of her class every following year. Seeing her growing up to become such an outstanding woman, her father decided to invest in her by starting to paying for her later education, some kind of prestigious university or something like that. Didn't even know what you could pay for such things so early in the game. Huh? Anyway, now for the plot twist, her father was pretty much lost everything by trying to invest in some real estate market bullshit. Wrong time, wrong place, that's what they always say anyway. So sure enough, now that he was poor as shit, he started thinking about the investment he made on his daughter. The problem is, such an investment takes a really long time to pay off. That and the fact that it's your fucking daughter, you piece of shit. She deserved that much at least. But anyway, he kind of started mistreating her by blaming his sorry ass on her failure to graduate sooner, and by that, the fucker got his feet even dirtier by gambling away the little he had to subsist. So in the end, drumroll, she was forced to quit school and started working, and at least the good man who her father owed money to was kind enough to show her a high-paying job she literally couldn't refuse.
That sounds really bad.
Which is probably the prostitution job she said. And that's pretty much it. Now for a test of my fucking conscience, if I hadn't started forcing my ideal of rivalry upon her, would she still have ended up like this? Or better yet, even if she did, couldn't I have done something for her? I mean, in high school I kind of noticed that something was strange, but did nothing nonetheless. So is it my fault? Maybe. And so what? It didn't affect me in the slightest. Not in the slightest.
Oh my god, I had like a vague thought that he might be becoming a human being, but he's not.
Yeah, I still wish I hadn't asked her this. One of the last things he always saying to me before he died was, "You're the golden egg that never hatched." The definition of useless.
Oh, what the fuck?
Who would say that to his daughter?
Like, that's what he said to his daughter before he died, is you're the golden egg that never hatched, your definition of useless.
It's cold. I get up from the bed. I need to go now. I said, though I didn't really need to. That fast, but I want to be with you, and you paid for the whole night, and... She was sulking, puffing her cheeks like a child. If I weren't an asshole... Are you sure about that, sir?
Not only that, he is fucked. He's completely fucked in the head. Yeah. You don't need to tell
He
you.
still walks away with the dub.
God damn it, man. I want to capitalize when you're saying don't do that. Like, you're probably hurting someone's ears somewhere. If I weren't an asshole, but like what you said. Oh, you're not an asshole?
I probably would have found her behavior cute. My only thought to that was... You're disgusting.
Oh, damn.
I took my keys on the coffee table and left, her words still hanging. You'll come back next Thursday, right? Closing the door behind me, I stayed for a time there motionless. My hands were clenched tightly in a form of a fist. I was frustrated for some reason. If I had stayed for a minute longer, those fists would have probably been thrown at her. Fuck.
What is wrong with this guy? Then again, I'm not insane, so I don't understand.
I had a hard time understanding myself. If it hurt so much staying around her, why would I always be coming back to this place? Am I yearning for this? This pitiful excuse for a relationship? If I had a vague idea as the reason behind my illogical behavior, but I didn't want to think it's true. Because this would mean my whole life was even more of a joke than I first thought it was.
There is so much going on in my head right now.
Inevitable disruption.
No shit.
The 7th week marked a change in the stupid routine of ours. By then, we were already no longer meeting at our workplace. Instead, we would simply meet directly at our hotel room, which means we could see each other more at a more appropriate time than in the middle of the week, and I would no longer have to pay for her fees as well. And this I found very shady indeed, because the reason we only saw each other on Thursday was because she worked only on that particular day. It doesn't make any sense, does it? How was she able to subsist herself if she only works once a week? Sure, she may have another job somewhere, or more like she definitely must have. But every time I ask her, she simply denies it, and I won't go out of my way to get the answer out of her. I don't care enough for that to happen, but it's still nagging me somehow. I entered our room nonchalantly like I always did, and she was waiting for me on the couch at the far back of the room while looking at her phone like she always did. Oh, you brought us food. You're so...
She's got a black eye, dude.
I see that.
Fuck.
You're so diligent. I hope you didn't forget a fork time around. She throws herself at the bags I was carrying like a bundle of energy that she is. Hey, this is my lunch, you idiot. You say this, yet there are 2 bags. You're so not honest with yourself. Man, she's such a kid. Your fork is in the... Wait a minute. Huh? Where is it? She doesn't look my way. She's too engrossed in searching the content of the bag frantically with question marks hovering above her head. Or at least that's what she's trying to make me think. I drop my keys and jacket on the floor right then and there. I look at her right arm forcefully enough so that her expression to contort in pain. In my right hand, I push her chin upward to see the better features of her face. What is it? We're not even in bed yet. You're so naughty today. She says teasingly. Shut up! She stops speaking instantly by my powerful words. I softly brush around her left eye with my thumb. Her eye closes instinctively by my touch. Even if she applied makeup to hide it, it's still very much visible. I don't remember having done this to you. Who did this? This is nothing really. It doesn't hurt, see? She pushes 2 of her fingers against the corner of her left black eye, and though her words say otherwise, she still looks in pain the moment she applies pressure on her skin. Answer me! She simply looks down, almost ashamed of herself. Instinctively, I try to put my hand on her waist to comfort her somehow, but the moment my hand touches her body, I see her grimace slightly. I take her shirt and lift it up without minding to destroying the damn thing, and sure enough, there are dark marks all around her waist and belly. Marks that only a man could have done. Answer me, goddammit, who did this to you? Well, she thinks carefully about her next words. I ain't even at a loss. I don't know what could have happened.
I have a few inquiries. Either she's with another man or one of her, clients, fucked her up.
You know, sometimes clients can get out of hand, and...
Yep.
Which one? I don't know him. It was the first time I saw him, and I don't remember his face. My grip on her only tightened up the more words she adds. Isn't your employer's job to make sure those things don't happen in the first place? Even if that's the case, it doesn't change the fact that I have a black eye, right? Please, let's just not talk about this, alright? I just want to enjoy myself. I've literally been waiting for today all week. I didn't answer her, nor did I look her way. I was lost in thought. I didn't understand why I was so frustrated. It was uncontrollable, and I know I shouldn't act illogically, but it doesn't mean you know something that you'll automatically apply it to your thought process. Fuck! Is this because you don't like this? I can try to apply more makeup if you want. I'm sure you won't notice it when we're having sex, so I should let go of her. If I continue adding more pressure on her arm like that, it'll definitely swell up. Yet, come. Well, are we leaving already? What about the food? You can eat in the car. Now come. But it will be cold. Where are we going anyway? Far from all of this. Really far from all of this? Really? That was a short chapter.
That was a very short chapter.
I hope you're right about this being the last chapter because this won't be done.
Yeah, same here, man.
It was on impulse. It had already been 2 hours since we left the hotel.
Car scene.
Anal Point.
Huh?
Anal Point. Like in Family Guy?
What?
Like in Family Guy, they got that place called Anal Point.
Anal. Oh, I know what you're talking about now. I was like, what? Am I hearing you right?
I was driving in the middle of the night, not knowing still where the road was going to lead us. She had stopped talking and asked me questions for a while, now only looking through the window motionless.
Oh, now he acts like someone who loves her.
She still hasn't touched her food yet. She was mad, maybe? It was too dark for me to really see her expression from the angle of her face. Still, I was curious about her thoughts right now. She would never have showed her true color. What lies underneath her carefree and good-natured demeanor? Maybe something like me? But her silence was too good to be true. Soon her mouth started moving again. You're really doing this, aren't you? Do you even know the impact of this choice you're about to make? I don't care. Then why are you doing this? If you don't care, I'm doing this because I can't stand seeing you like this anymore. That's why. Don't you understand that this life of yours is not worth living? If this continues on like this, they're going to what? Kill me? Break me? Why should you care? Shouldn't you be rejoicing? After all, you hate me. Shut up! But it's the truth, isn't it? I said shut up. I shouted at her. I didn't want to have this conversation. I didn't even know the answer myself. All I knew is that I needed to get her as far away as possible, as soon as possible. Just because you feel responsible? Is that it? I'm going to clear things up once and for all. This has nothing to do with you. It never had. This has always been my father's fault to begin with. This is not your responsibility. You understand? I'll be the one judging on that. They are the mafia, Tim, and I owe them a lot of money. If I disappear like this, they're going to pursue me and find me. And if that time, if you're there with me, they're not going to let you off easily. They're going to... She stops talking from the corner of my eye. I can see tears rolling down her cheeks uncontrollably, as if the thought of my death was enough to make her cry. What of it? I can sense the powerful gaze on me the moment the words leave my mouth.
Damn.
Anger, something I've never seen throughout her features, no matter how I treated her, as now triggered by those words. Simple and trivial words. Don't you understand how dangerous this is? They're going to kill you. You have a girlfriend, don't you? And a job you worked hard to obtain? He has a girlfriend!
And she knows about it.
Yeah! What the...
But she doesn't give a shit. Why can't this guy just admit he loves her? You know what I mean?
I don't think he knows he does.
I don't think so either. That's my point.
If you persist in trying to save me like this, you're going to throw away everything you've been trying to build your whole life. You can't sacrifice all of this for something as stupid as... My foot slammed on the brake pedal with all its might. The scream of the tires stretched out for a long 5 seconds till the car finally stopped completely. I then leaned on her, unlocked the door, and opened it in one single motion. If you don't like this, then get out. We're still close to a bus station. You can probably manage to return to the city before morning. I've made my decision and I don't plan for you to understand it. Responsibility? Towards whom? You? Don't make me laugh. I'm doing this for myself, alright? She muttered one single word. Liar. How stupid can you be? I ain't fucking lying, you dumb bitch. A girlfriend? A job? A life? I have no interest in those fucking things. I've always felt completely empty. All this fucking painful life of mine has always been one big recurring joke. No. I've been waiting for this kind of opportunity all my life. It just so happens that it is tonight. Now, or you follow me and become my partner in crime, or you get the fuck out and return to what hell you probably call your life. She looks at me in the eyes. The same way she always does when we're having sex. She has no smile. She has no expression. She has no happiness. The purity which she's always been looking for at the world around her is nowhere to be found, as if it was always but a fleeting illusion. This is the real her. She doesn't shift her cold gaze from me while closing the door slowly. I've waited for this my whole life, and there's no way I'm going to let it get away from me like this. Let's go. Those are her words, powerful without any hesitation. I don't say anything back. I'm not able to. Her determination seems dangerous somehow, so I just unconsciously start driving again as though the whole conversation never took place. I break eye contact with her to focus on the road. This may be what they call eloping, and it's exciting, giggle. The moment my eyes fall back on her, she has the most beautiful smile I've ever seen in this world.
God damn it, it's not the end yet. Shit.
Eloping isn't the word.
Oh, fuck.
After driving for half a day, we finally stopped in a cheap motel. You want to read? My fucking throat is tired.
Okay, man.
Been yelling too much.
After driving for half a day, we finally stopped in a cheap motel to rest, regain some of our energy. At the same time, I took this opportunity to collect my thoughts. You know, click it. While this situation might have started as a brainless and impulsive act, keeping up with this attitude will only bring us down in the long run. In the end, we might need a good plan if we want a good shot at this. I first thought we had a good amount of time ahead of us, but this assumption was a big mistake of mine. By asking for a bit of more details, I found out that Cassandra was living with another hostess from that bar. So even though she's working only once a week, the other girl will soon find out about her disappearance. I could have asked her to try and contact that girl and maybe convince her not to say a word to their boss, but this would have been too big a risk for only postponing the inevitable as a result. Ultimately, I think trusting someone will only trigger the start of our downfall. I look at her. She's carelessly sleeping beside me while I'm the one stressing out about all those things. She doesn't seem to care all that much since she showed me the determination of hers.
You have a really nice reading voice. I enjoy that more if it wasn't in me.
It's good, man. I like reading. Seriously, what am I doing? Getting out of my way for what? This? Sleeping in the cheap-ass bed, eating this disgusting convenience store food? This is all for her. Oh no, this is all her. No, what am I thinking? No matter how I look at this, I choose to do this for my own volition. Yeah. I'm sorry, man. Right? Of my own volition, right? I shouldn't hold it against her. Still, I know there's a darkness in my heart that I've yet to get rid of. Oh boy. The darkness which is whispering to me to destroy her?
Now I'm back to confused.
Me too.
How are you standing up in the car?
I don't know, man. Let's just roll with it, okay? let's finish this shit. So did you choose where we're going, my love? She says shamelessly at the moment we enter the car. Huh? Yeah, man. Thanks. Dr. Pepper. Thanks, man. She says shamelessly the moment we enter the car. Stop that. It's disturbing. But we're eloping. I can't at least call you that much, right? Thanks, man. Okay, look on the floor. No, we're not eloping. No, we're not. Eloping would mean that we're about to wed, and we're clearly not. But I want to wed. I love you, and we're going to live together from now on, so... Yeah, she does. But he still hasn't figured out, like, how he feels himself yet. She puts her head on my shoulder while smiling brightly. So what? There's no logic behind your words, and get off me. I shake her off without any consideration for her feelings or even her well-being. God damn this guy. Boo, you're no fun. She sticks out her tongue like a little kid before turning her attention toward the window, sulking. Sigh. Man, she's a handful. He might be asleep. Or maybe he has his headphones on. I've decided our destination. I've thought about it for a long time, and what do you think about Las Vegas?
So this is in America. You can't drive from China to America.
Yeah, and they said mafia, because, like, the mafia's...
Well, the mafia's everywhere.
There's a Russian mafia, but, like, if it's not in Japan, because they call them the Yakuza and shit, you know?
Yeah.
She instantly looks back at me, sparkles in her eyes, and a face full of blush. She does that... So does that mean we're really going to get married after all? I've always wanted to go to Las Vegas.
How does Las Vegas taste?
Oh, fuck yeah. Back off. I decided this out of convenience for us, not for your little fantasy. Well, I know how much she wanted to get there. She's talked about it more than once. So I might have taken that into account, but I'm not actually going to say that, am I? God damn, I'm good at narrating. I never knew.
Oh, yeah, man.
But I don't understand. Shouldn't we try to go to some unknown villages instead of going to such a big city? To try and lay low or something? Aren't we asking to be found if we go there?
I mean, if you think about it, I mean, you probably have... Okay, so there's good and bad situations. Like, in a big city, you're going to be hard to find out because there's so many people.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, Las Vegas being such a tourist town, it's a lot more likely that you'll be spotted. But at the same time, if you go to a smaller village,
hiding
they'll
in...
find you,
Yeah.
but less people around to spot you.
They both have their pros and cons. I mean, like, hiding in plain sight or just hiding, like,
What would you
completely. I would go out into the fucking woods and disappear.
Yeah, so I'd go to Las Vegas or somewhere big like that, but I'd also try to keep a low profile.
Yeah.
I'd have like groceries like delivered to me and shit like that.
I mean,
Under false
at
names,
one
shit
point
like
in my life, you know, have I told you this, that I was, like, homeless for a few months before I joined the Navy? Yeah, I got used to, like, living with very little. So, like, I could do it. I could go out in the woods and then never, like, come back. I would never need to. Not exactly. The best place to hide a tree is inside a forest. Yep, hiding in plain sight. Right? Logically, when you think about someone trying to escape from a group like the Mafia, you think that this person is going to hide in some distant place, far away from urban civilization. That's exactly how his pursuers are going to think too. So naturally, they're going to first search those uncivilized areas. You understand where I'm going with this? Yeah, but while it does look all good on paper, doesn't mean it will go that smoothly. That place is known to be run by criminals, right? So it shouldn't be too far-fetched to think that they have ties to our pursuers.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that is a good point. I was thinking about that too, the casino people. You know, they rip off people all the time. They're fucking criminals and crooks themselves. Oh, excuse me. If we're going to a small place, village or whatever, we're going to attract a lot of unwanted attention. They all know each other in those places, you know, and look at us. not what we call countryside people, are we? I kind of agree with that because I grew up in, like, you know, a smaller town, so like I knew everybody that was there and everyone knew me somehow and I didn't even know.
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of thing with small towns. Eventually, everybody will learn everybody. I remember one time I skipped school and the teacher didn't have to call my parents. Like, someone else that saw me that knew my parents or somebody else, and eventually worked out my mom before school did.
Yeah, same. Like, different situation, but still, so they knew who I was. I was surprised. If you say so. She doesn't seem to buy it. Is she scared? She shouldn't be. One more thing. I need her to understand this perfectly, else none of this is worth it. Even if they find us, it doesn't change anything, does it? In the end, both of our lives have never been worth living. I won't live my days in such a boring place as a village or crawling in fear inside a hole somewhere. My life has been nothing but boredom already, so... She looked at me clueless. Let's try and have some fun, shall we? She regains that smile of hers, so naturally. A beautiful, pure, and bright smile. That smile that I would have done anything to destroy before. I was now the source of its existence. I should feel flattered by this. I should, yet. How disgusting. Man, fuck this guy. I have completely lost all hope and emotion and faith toward this guy. I just want him to die and her to live. You know?
I mean, think about it, the Mafia, I don't think they'd kill her if they did find him. Because she's such a big asset to them, as from what it seems.
They'll make her work off her debt while they fucking kill him.
Yeah, so I mean, we might get her
I think they're gonna kill him and she's gonna commit suicide. I think that's how this is gonna end.
Oh, that would just...
Like I said, I knew I wasn't gonna be sleeping tonight after I watched
if
this.
If this happens, guys, she might as well just stay here and fucking record more.
Yeah, okay, careful on the key, man. We might skip something. It took us another day and a half to arrive at our destination.
See, okay, so some of y'all know I went home for Christmas, and I'm in Virginia Beach and drove all the way home to Missouri. It's an 18-and-a-half-hour drive. It took me 2 days to make it, so I don't know where they're coming from, but I went to Las Vegas. That's at least, you know, today take a day and a half.
Did they even say, like, what location they were in before this?
They did.
I don't think
like,
so.
We were taking assumptions. You know, we thought maybe Japan or something, but...
Because if Las Vegas was nearby to where all this happened to him, I would say, fuck no, not Las Vegas, you know?
But obviously, if you're trying to go far away, and at the same time, it also took them at least a day and a half or more.
Yeah, it makes you wonder where they were, like, some big city like Chicago, New York, or like, you know, Miami or something. It took us another day and a half to arrive at our destination, so 3 days and... All in all, yeah, it was some ways really far away, since it was on Friday night that we've eloped. Like Cassandra loved so much to say, we were now obviously Monday, late in the evening. The moment we've entered
Friday,
the...
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, so it's been like 4 days. So it's gotta be East Coast.
Yeah. The moment we've entered the core of the city, she became ecstatic. At every street corner, she would be like, oh, or look, look, look. It's so beautiful. Or again, I want to go there. Let's go there, all right? Man, soda makes me burp. And every time, I would just keep my eyes on the road, half listening to her, and when I feel like she's pestering me too much, I would simply say something like, we need to find a place to crash first. Be patient, all right? This guy sounds as tired as I am. She was so excited about the trivial things, I started wondering what kind of life she has led up until then. She was a prostitute, right? And why do I feel so much like I'm with a kid somehow? Was it really a good thing to bring her with me? To bring her to such a place? Or was it a good idea for me to be such an insane fuckhead in the first place?
For a minute, I thought you were really reading it, so I was trying to figure out where you were at.
you really, well, yeah.
You said fuck me, so I was like, oh, wait.
Yeah. Were you like having that moment where like, did he finally realize how insane he is?
Yeah, I was like, oh, hey, wait.
But nah, man, I'm totally like on your like standpoint right now. He's just insane. He's a dumbass. He's a douche. One thing we didn't have to worry about though was our budget. I had lots of economy from my old part-time job as well as my current one. Well, current might not be the case anymore, but whatever. Since I lived my life up until then pretty much modestly or more like pathetically, I had more than enough for the both of us for quite a respectable amount of time. Obviously, the first place we decided to hit was the mandatory casino. I mean, that's pretty much all there is to see here, so... We've drunk a lot. And when I mean a lot, I mean we didn't as much as think of ever stopping throughout the night. She looked at me. Is this the same fucking outfit she had like that bar like 2 years ago? Why does she still have it?
First night after high school.
It's like she didn't look like she changed at all.
She probably didn't. You know, I mean, if you think about it, sex is like an exercise. So I mean, that's one good way to keep it safe, especially like fucking all the time.
I don't know if that's a good or bad thing to say about this chick, but I think
mean,
it's bad.
Probably not, but at the same time, I mean, that would at least kind of give some context to why she still has it. Either that or she's just really good at getting your shit.
I think it's the second one.
Going back where she used to be.
That's a good way of looking at
A
it.
young child?
She acts childish. I mean, she's acting like a child again.
Whatever, but if she's wearing the same damn thing, you're about to get axed, bro.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, she's probably more insane than he is, and he just doesn't know it. She's just better at hiding it. She was the fucking victor all along. She looked at everything with eyes full of curiosity. The old people on their slot machines would be very intriguing to her. She could gaze at them for 30 minutes without end. Like, that isn't, like, a thought, though. Like, she could have just been playing him this whole time, acting like a kid, you know what I mean? That was kind of like maybe an indicator. I think it was.
Yeah.
And when I asked her if she wanted to try, she looked at me with a smile and said, "They look so pathetic, it's almost pitiful, but when you think about it, aren't we the same? We pass our lives routinely doing the same emotionless movements, forgetting even about the meaning behind it. I wonder if there's a God, wouldn't he look at us with the same pity?"
I don't remember where I saw this, but like, I don't think God, like, because everybody knows I'm scared of heights. So I don't think God ever, I think God's had his back turned to us this entire time. He's going to turn back around and be like, why the fuck are you flying? You know, so I mean, like, when you think about, like, God looking down at us, like, you kind of wonder, like, how does it work? Like, how, like, you see a bunch of bad things happening in the world right now. You know, other than my joke about airplanes, I mean, like, you see all the things going on, like, poverty, war, you know, death, sickness, cancer, you know, stuff like that, and you always kind of wonder, like, how can someone who's supposed to be all high mighty let that kind of happen? You know, so you always gotta wonder, like, what would he see?
Well, you gotta think about how life is, man. Like, God, if he is there, you know what I mean? If it's not just the universe, he puts good and bad things in all of our lives for, like, you know, the same reasons. There needs to be both, you know what I mean? Or else it's just not life.
Why would there have to be both, you know? If we're all created in his image, that would...
Well, if there's no bad, you wouldn't know what the good even is.
That's a good thing, though, because if you don't know what bad is, then there's no bad in the world.
There'd be no good either. There'd just be something.
I get what you're saying.
But, like, we can talk about more about this later. I don't think I read that.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. I walked closer to her, put my hand on her head, and looked at her silently. I wanted to somehow comfort her, but no word came to mind. That's when she continued. You know, if there is a God, he doesn't want any part of what we're doing right now. He ain't fucking
I'm
watching.
just looking down this, like, you guys just do your thing.
Yeah, he's probably moving on to, like, some, like, war somewhere and is like, okay, I'm gonna watch this. Yeah, he's gonna watch Markiplier now. So I'm gonna watch some Game Grumps. Fuck these guys.
What they're doing, but I don't approve. Take that necklace off.
Yeah.
I got fucking...
Oh, man.
Yeah, so there we go.
Yep. As long as we're together, let's not do this, alright? I want this to be special. Us. You don't need to force yourself. You don't need to love me. But at least make sure we never forget, alright? Never forget the reason we're here right now. Alright, never. I promise. And he does love her, he won't fucking admit it. I take her by the hand and led her throughout this maze of bright and colorful machines, but was it a good thing to ascertain her wish? Not the fact he's fucking wrapped around her finger now. I mean, not forgetting the reason why we're here would mean we would be always fearing to be found, always running. Or maybe that's what she wanted. She would also look at me with great interest when playing blackjack. She didn't know the rules, but the moment I explained it to her, she would try and help me sometimes, and she was smart. Oh, for that she was.
I remember playing blackjack as like a kid, like at like school. Me and my friends would sit around and during lunch we'd eat lunch and play blackjack. Not for like gambling or anything, we would just kind of play and keep score, but you know.
Yeah.
I was never that good, but you know, it was still kind of fun.
I've never played card games. I just don't fuck with them. I always forget how she was at the top of our school once. Think that she has become so innocent. Or maybe she always has been. But the way I imagined her at the time, I thought she was a strong-willed woman that could do anything if she put her mind to it. But I couldn't have been more wrong. Nor the fact that I know that she's a serial killer and she's about to fucking kill me. She was fragile, delicate, and pure. Any man would have been better for her, any man. Or maybe I'm realizing that I was always just a piece of shit in the first place. And yet she was unlucky enough to choose me out of all men. The moment we started to become really wasted was the moment everything started to slowly crumble. I had to go to the washroom because of the alcohol, obviously, and the instant I got out of it, I saw her speaking with another man. Well, okay, she wasn't speaking to him more than he was trying to hit on her, but whatever. Her eyes were different than when she's with me. She had a stern expression, cold as ice. It was obvious she was trying to get rid of him, but he seemed persistent. I came up to them and asked her if she knew him. I don't. He was actually about to leave, right? The man, oh, so he's your boyfriend. Sorry, man, it's such a beautiful woman you have there. I couldn't pass by her without at least trying. He looked at me with that expression as if what he did was the most natural thing in the world. What did he ask of you? I asked her plainly. Nothing. Answer me. I shouted, not minding the people around us. Obviously most of them did turn around, but my sudden outburst. She didn't want to answer, but knowing me, she finally looked down and said, he asked me how much it was for the night. You just treated her as a prostitute? I'm sorry, he repeated back again. But as I said, she's a very attractive girl, so leave. I said emotionlessly, and without waiting, I repeated the order again. I said leave. He replied to me, okay, no need to be so cold. Jeez, you're meant to be together, you two. I wasn't talking to you, Cass. Leave. Wait for me outside while I deal with this bitch. What did you just say? The man became visibly agitated the moment he understood my words. No. Tim, come with me. I don't want to be alone. I don't care how he treated me. Just come, alright? Let's stay together. I took a stance, no longer minding her presence next to me. She started hugging me from behind, probably by the fear of me jumping on the guy. What are you doing? Stop, you idiot! But before I could finish my sentence, I was hit in the face by the man in front of me. He probably took her action as an opportunity to hit me by surprise. I almost lost my balance. Dude, I didn't read that part. If I stumbled right now, I would fall on her. As the second hit came, and I had no other choice but to take it yet again, I fell on a knee. At that moment, she finally understood what was happening as she decided to protect me from the front instead. Leave him alone! Don't you see he's not in any position to fight? The guy did stop by her words, but he did say something along the line of next time, know with whom you are dealing with, punk, before leaving as though he just conquered the world. I stayed close to the ground for some time while she kept on hugging me. I sensed the rage welling up inside of me.
Sorry, I'm reading like way ahead.
But like, I gotta narrate it to the people watching. I'm sorry, baby, I'm sorry. I thought he was saying that for a second. I'm like, did he really say that? Her useless apologies only fueled my anger. I got up from the ground without looking at her and started walking toward the nearest bar. I wanted to be alone. I knew what would happen if she kept on following me, but sure enough, there was nowhere for her to go. I drank a couple of shots on my own. She was sitting next to me, but I ignored her. She didn't ask for a drink herself, nor did she start a conversation, but she kept on looking at me. I was the center of her whole world. That's how I felt at that very moment. After that, I went outside dejectedly. I was so drunk I don't even know how I was able to walk so straight. That is, if I was really walking straight to begin with. It was nighttime, maybe 2 or 3 in the morning. She was shivering somehow. She repeated that she was cold multiple times over. I didn't really understand how it was possible since I was relatively hot at the moment. Because you're hammered as fuck. Duh. I lit a cigarette and simply looked at at one point in space without thinking much of anything until... Hold me. Or hold me. Get the fuck away. Please, I'm cold. She wanted me to hold her, ridiculously enough. Get lost. He is. She was annoying. But I want to be close to you, please. She didn't change gear even though I was so frigid toward her. She never did, but tonight it was even more than that. She outright showed her dependence on me. No. She approached me nonetheless. The moment her hands touched me, I pushed her hard to the ground. What the fuck, man? She fell on her butt, but her face slightly contorting in pain. I fucking hate this guy now. I want him to die. Just speaking from his point of reference, it feels like, you know, nothing this guy would ever say would be what I say. Yeah. So it's like I feel hollow and emotionless toward this now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just tired of it. I want it to end. You know.
I want to get on this and play something fun.
Same. After this, we're gonna have a cigarette, ladies and gentlemen, and play something actually fun.
Yeah.
Like I'm no longer like truly enthralled by it, but I just really want to see how this ends, get some closure, and move on.
Just like Doki Doki Club. For those who watch my videos, I just wanted that to end.
I feel like I've been emotionally tormented and I ran 800 miles. And that there's people beating my knees with bamboo telling me to keep running.
I feel like my heart and my mind was beat to death by fucking Mike Tyson.
I feel like I'm getting... Yeah, I feel like I'm getting my head driven into the ground by Butterbean.
Kyle Driver of Triple H.
Yeah, he's hitting me in the face with his canned hams. Okay, let's continue, get this done with, and then go do something else. I wonder what time it is and how long this video is, but at this point, fuck it, let's keep going and finish this shit. Others were looking at me. It seems like I was the bad guy tonight. No shit you are, dumb fuck! I couldn't care less. I didn't feel anything. I looked at her emotionlessly. She staggered back to her feet, and when she did, she kept her smile on her face, only looking at me. She walked again toward me and said, "Again."
Somebody likes it rough.
She's a masochist of some kind, dude. She like you said, man, like we both agreed, she's toxic too.
I think.
Oh shit, man.
Oh, I guess this thing.
Yeah, move it. But after that, when she touched me again, I pushed her in the same fashion I did before. She again stumbled on the ground, got back to her feet, and walked up to me. I started laughing. How the fuck was she so stupid? Doesn't she understand how mad I am right now? Do I even understand it myself? I pushed her on the ground and she was laughing like me, I guess. But this time she had a harder time getting back up. What the fuck is going on?
I don't know.
People were eyeing us as though we were not part of the world. Another species entirely. No shit, both of you are fucking deranged crackheads. You're such an airhead sometimes. I want Tim to die. I don't even know how I feel about her anymore.
Like, enter the game. Didn't like beat the shit out of him.
No, I just want to hang him by a tree.
I want to enter the game, beat him to death with my own microphone.
I want to send her to a psychiatric facility while I just beat this guy to death.
Yeah, something.
My anger had totally dissipated thanks to her stupid act. I helped her back on her feet and we entered the casino anew. Well, I'd hope so. She was happy. She had locked arms with me and she was holding me so tight I had no choice but to leave her to her own devices. Does she think all this nonsense he does to her is attractive?
Or maybe like
she's fucking manipulating him or something.
Yeah, or it could be like she knows that, you know, sometimes people need to let out that anger, so she's letting him take it out on her so he'll feel better. So they said they came into a new one, and they helped her back on her feet. We entered the casino anew. It's like everything was like clean.
First of all, I don't think anyone is like that, but like some people do let themselves get beat on, and we're not gonna get into how fucked up that is. We know how fucked up it is, and how fucked up this whole thing has been. But dear God, I don't know what's wrong with either of their heads. Why is she happy though, dude? I'm just like, what's wrong with her too? Alright, where was I? I helped her back on her feet. She was happy. She had locked arms with me, and she was holding me so tight I had no other choice but to leave her to her own devices. We walked past a multitude of tables, all of which had different ways of carelessly losing your money. She took notice of one in particular. I want to try this one. Give me 20. Alright. I gave it to her happily, somewhat intrigued by her sudden desire to play a game. Since we've got here, she was always simply looking my way, happy to see me gamble with no interested in participating herself.
Oh, I want to take a bet on what it is.
Roulette? Maybe. She puts the chip, the croupier? Croupier?
I don't know.
Spell like
Croupier. She puts the chip in the croupier, gave to her on the number 0.
croupier.
Croupier?
Croupier.
Okay.
I still don't know what that is, but fuck it, let's go. I just want to get this over with. Croupier gave it to her on the number 0. But wait, you do know how it works, right? Yeah, what of it? You know you only have one chance out of 37 while playing like this.
Yeah, so it is.
Sure. The roulette started turning and turning, and soon enough the little ball slowed down and stopped inside one slot in particular. And sure enough, that slot wasn't the number Wait, what? Yay, I won, babe. Dots. How is this fucking possible?
Like you narrated that.
Yeah, yeah, I know less than 3% is still more than 0, still. She just won a shit ton of money. She had won a little bit more than $700. She wanted to give it to me, but I didn't accept it, even if she didn't necessarily work for it. Feels as though she used a lot of her unused luck to win it. She brought us 2 bottles of wine, and we finished the night at our hotel. She was on top of me. I said that so lifelessly. She was on top of me. What was that?
That would be gaming.
Is that recorded?
I don't know. Hope so.
Jesus Christ, man. She was on top of me.
Whoa.
She looked at me with those passionate eyes of hers. She had a letter opener in her hands. It was lying around on the bedside table, I think. The moment she noticed it, she took it hastily as though she just had a great idea. What the fuck? And she then said, I want to write my name on your body with this. Can I? God, she's masochistic as fuck. I said, sure. Damn. Yes. Carelessly, without ever breaking eye contact with her, I looked at her every moment with great interest. She applied pressure on my stomach with the edge of the thing, but it didn't do much good. Her name was there alright, but it would probably disappear in less than 5 minutes. She was too soft. Still, she was satisfied with the result. I wasn't.
Oh god.
What the fuck is happening? Dude, there's a heartbeat. Like, heartbeat sort of like sound in the background. It's fucking with me. She looked at my stomach, contemplatively. I took that opportunity to grab the hand with which she held the letter opener and pushed it hard on my belly. Oh, fucking fuck. What are you... This is how you do it if you want to appropriate me, so do it properly. I like how you hesitated there.
Yeah, I'm like...
Appropriate you? I didn't reply to her. My eyes were enough to convey my thoughts. I don't want to hurt you. If you don't wanna, then get off of me. Dots. She cried right then. She cried, but while doing so, she started carving her name on my body thoroughly.
Okay, I've said this before in many videos. Hurting yourself or helping somebody else hurt you is not fucking okay. Don't fucking do it. Talk to people. Let us help you. Let other people help you. Don't do this. Please, for the love of God.
Yeah, find help. It's out there, and there's good people that are ready and willing to help you with whatever it is that's ailing you. God damn it, man.
Want to take over?
No, I'm gonna finish this, man. I feel like I'm seeing the light at the edge of the tunnel, and I want to get the fuck out. Because those weren't tears of sorrow. She was genuinely happy.
What?
I don't know if she's happy that he's wanting to have her name on his body, or she's just happy to fuck him up. The second day. It's only been one day? Jesus! The next day I woke up with one of those fucking headaches. The ones where you can't even stand straight. Oh, fuck. Yeah. It looks like the same hotel room they've been doing it in when they first met back up. The next day I woke up with one of those fucking headaches, the ones where you can't even stand straight. The first thing I noticed was the blood on the bed sheets. At first I thought she might have been on her period. Oh yeah, good way to think, you asshole. But soon remembered the reason as I tried to get up on my feet. My stomach was stinging as hell. When I looked at what she's done, I was extremely disturbed. She didn't go easy on me, alright. Not that I would have wanted it any other way.
I thought for a minute he was totally oblivious to the fact that he made her do it.
Yeah, for a second I thought so too until he remembered. I ought to think of buying rubbing alcohol, or else it will start infecting like shit. It must be deep. It's on his belly. What the fuck is going on? The next thing I noticed was my face in the mirror. That guy didn't go easy on me either. My right eye was swollen, and I had a nasty bruise on my cheek as well. She too looked rather pathetic herself. Her ass and lower back were quite irritated. Probably because of me keeping on pushing her to the ground the night prior like a fucktard asshole. He needs to be thrown away and locked in prison for the rest of his life. I fucking hate this guy. And I must have been a bit too rough during sex last night. My point exactly. Yeah, and I must have been a bit too rough. I'll skip that part. In the night, since she had faint blue marks on her forearms. And we're not even talking about the headache she must have had too. Like, I don't know if you people can tell, but I am not really emotionally invested, but like emotionally drained now. Like, I haven't just enough, like, I don't know if desire is the right word, enough motivation, so to speak, to like finish this and get this done.
I think at this point the motivation just coming from never having doing this again.
Same.
So I think like motivation to never do this again is what's getting us through this.
But I am so tired. Like, what time is it?
Almost 12.
Oh, it feels like it's 3 in the morning. So what did we do first thing in the morning? We started drinking. What else? We already looked fucking disastrous, so we needed to at least play the part as well. And after a couple of beers, I can proudly say that the headache had subdued considerably, so when it is all said and done, it wasn't such a bad idea in the end.
I don't know about you, but I think I have a slightly drinking problem. Ever so slightly.
I mean, that's how they met back up in college anyway, was over a bar, you know. She wanted to go to the Ferris wheel. Yep, there's a Ferris wheel in Las Vegas, the biggest one in the world. It is called the High Roller Ferris wheel, if I remembered correctly. It's huge. It's a huge thing that takes almost 30 minutes simply to make one complete rotation. And even though I tried to explain to her it would be the best to ride that kind of attraction during the night, she wouldn't listen to any of it, as if the damn thing would run off on its own or something. In the end, I had no other choice but to comply with her nagging demand. Sometimes she can be very persuasive, I should say. Not that I actually want to explain why. So her first statement upon seeing the thing from up close was, Whoa, it's so huge. It might be a bit too scary now that we're actually here. That's not a very big one. I've seen bigger. They obviously just took some, like, you know, generic, like, basic artwork and put it behind it. You're not going to pussy out on me here, are you? You were the one who dragged me all the way here, so now there's no way I'm going back without seeing what on top of it, you hear? I think they were supposed to be seeing what's on top of it, because, like, I think there's a few typos here, because of whatever. Sometimes I'll say something and I'm like, this does not make sense.
Well, despite all typos, it's still a pretty good story.
Yeah, it's a very good story. Whoever made this, he's not only a genius, but he's a goddamn mad scientist. I mean that in a good way, trust me, but like...
Well, he or she, we're not sure who made it.
Yeah. Sorry, I spaced out there for a second. Oh, no. You wouldn't run away that easily. I didn't read what she said back there, but...
probably just clouds.
I put my arm around her hips. I'm sure they read it too while I wasn't reading. Around her hips and bring her really close to me. She's become pretty much my prisoner the moment I got a hold of her. Oh, what are you doing? Let go. I don't want to go. Oh, you sure you wanted me to let go? Oh, I said that wrong. Oh, you sure you want me to let go? There we go. She blushes the moment she hears my words and finally says faintly as though she's surrendered. Oh no, please. Keep on holding me like this. In the end, she did ride it, but she sat on me the whole time. Since it's the biggest Ferris wheel in the world, the passenger cars are quite spacious indeed. The advantage being that we can stand inside and walk from one end to the next, but the downside is that we're forced to ride it with strangers, and that in and of itself is a deal breaker for me. The idea of even riding it was scaring the shit out of her earlier, but now she was completely engrossed in the view, pointing toward things we've seen on our way over here, or making comments on things she thought was bigger and whatnot. I'm getting thirsty. I wondered if she was even scared to begin with. Maybe it was all just an act to be able to sit on me the whole time, or the whole ride. What a sly woman. Still, she earned it the moment I bought it. Suddenly, she broke her easygoingness and took a tone she didn't usually take. Tim, answer me seriously, alright? I'm always serious. I'm always serious! What was up with her? I didn't like the way she was bringing things along. She removed her glasses and looked me in the eyes. Do you regret coming all the way here with me? What are you saying, idiot? I was the one who brought you with me. There's no way I would regret any of it. Yeah, but that's because it still hasn't been a week since we ran away. In no time, I'm sure you will change your mind, and when that time comes, you'll hold it against me. Since when do I care what I think of you? Did I read that right? I don't think I did. She averts her eyes from mine and gazes at the ground instead. She doesn't ignore my senseless words like she normally does. I might have really hurt her this time around. I guess I always had poor tact. As long as I have your name on my stomach, I won't forget the reason we've done this. And even if I forget nonetheless, you'll be the one reminding me. Alright. If only I could. She takes my face in her hands. She traces every turn and corners of it before kissing me dearly. I'm almost confused. Like, I must be that tired. You're so gentle. You're the most gentle man I have ever known. No, he fucking isn't! And I've noticed this kindness since the first moment I laid eyes on you, even though you're a fucking psychopath. What is she saying? She must be blind, or else I'm the only man she ever looked at. Maybe he was. No, I'm a vile and disgusting man. Anyone will sooner or later hate me, even her. Well, finally he said something that made sense. I should be the one saying this to her, but that she's gentle, that she's perfect. Yet I say none of those things. I know the moment I open my mouth, I'll destroy this moment that seems so perfect.
Alright, you ready? rest of your throat.
All right, man. I need something to drink.
Yeah, I know you said you were getting thirsty. Oh shit!
Oh boy.
Timber.
What a thing to lose, you know.
Pretty sure my fucking headphones like attached to me.
Yo, bro. What if well, there we are. But like, what if it had stopped recording?
It isn't. The red means it's recording.
Okay, so we need to pay attention to that. Make sure it's still recording.
Not really. I can merge them later if I need to.
Okay, what if we like look back at this and we totally did not record any of it? God damn it. Like, it was just a fun experience, to be honest.
After the ride, she told me she wanted to change hotel rooms. I didn't understand why. Our current one was already more than enough for what little we actually used it for. But again, she pestered me saying things like, I want something more cozy. It's with the money I've won, so it shouldn't be a problem, right? I didn't really care either way. The only thing that was a bit of a letdown was the fact that we've already paid for our old hotel room for another 2 nights. So it was kind of a waste, and since we didn't have an infinite amount of money, we would sooner or later be confronted with the fact that we're not beyond the law of society. While driving around for a while, she finally said, "There, let's go there." I parked in front of the thing reluctantly and stated the obvious. What the fuck do you mean there? It's a fucking motel. Our old place is way better than this shithole. But I would feel much more comfortable in this one. Are you for real? The type of cheap ass motel you often see on TV where the parking where
In front of your room.
where you park right in front of your room and next to prostitutes. That's what this place is. There probably isn't even one security camera installed here. Else there would be a lot fewer clients using the damn place. It's not the type of place you would normally call cozy, but then again, it's supposed to be with a prostitute right now, aren't I? I'll go take care of the room.
What a way to
Wait
think
right here.
about her. God damn.
I don't like the way that they portray the women in this one.
Me either, dude. There's like, honestly, I could say a few things. There's nothing wrong with like the way this dude wrote this or this woman wrote this. Like, they wrote this like splendidly to like get all this emotion out of us. But these characters, I'm so conflicted by them, man.
Yeah, I'm same place.
But they're really well written characters.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, man.
loving every bit of this.
Yeah.
She says so while getting out of the car. No, I'll come with you. No, that's alright. I want to do this on my own. Do this on her own? What is she babbling about? Is she trying to be more independent or something? Doesn't she realize that she's already 21? I decided
They're
to
younger than me.
They're older than me. I'm not even 20 yet.
I'm 22.
I decided to close my mouth and wait. Nothing good would come from arguing with her. She returned after 5 minutes and we entered our new room. It was pretty plain, like I imagined it would be. I put down the little we brought with us on the floor and she instantly says, "Let's go to a bar or something. It's on me." But we've literally just arrived. But I want a drink, and I know you want one too, so let's have some fun, like yesterday. Sure. Let's have fun every day from now on. I wanted to say those words. I wonder why I forced myself not to say them. I wonder why I always force myself to do things a certain way. Short chapter.
Yeah. How many chapters are in this? The best day of her life?
How many
Yeah, I'm gonna get a drink and all.
That's cool.
Back to narrating.
chapters?
You have any water?
No.
Give it a cup?
Huh?
You have a cup?
Yeah, I got those. Right up top here.
Ah, perfect. That'll work. I just want a glass of water.
Alright.
Thinking back, there was probably like so much more I should have commented on that I just skimmed over, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, well, let's let it be a surprise, I guess, because I think it's coming to its inevitable end. This.
We drank, and later that night we danced. We went to a club this time around. I was not a good dancer at all, very awkward and deep, but she didn't care. She smiled nonetheless. She would always smile no matter what. It was a beautiful night, something I would rarely even notice before then. This week has been the best days of my entire life. She pointed it out while moving close to me. We were on the dance floor, but we didn't move with the crowd. We were standing there, looking at each other, moving slowly while eating each other's eyes.
That's a way of phrasing it.
Her eyes were things out of this world. This does look like the place you would say these kinds of things. I looked around. There were a lot of beautiful colors flashing. The music was moving around us without our consent, and the ambience gave the impression that we were on top of the world. It was a beautiful night indeed. I'm not talking about this place, she said without blinking. Nor am I talking about this city. I'm talking about you. Only you. Do you believe me? Yeah, I do. How could I not with those eyes of hers? Good. She kissed me deeply for a long, long time. She then muttered out something I had a hard time understanding because of the music. But you shouldn't. What did you say? She touched my lower abdomen. Nothing.
I know, I caught that one too.
She hugged me for the most part of the night. I was happy that there was no accident tonight. No shouting, no pushing. I was glad.
Fun.
How stupid I was, not understanding the night was yet to be over. We were so drunk we had no other choice but to finish the night in our old hotel room. It was conveniently a lot closer to the club than we were at the atrocious motel room we rented earlier today. It was when she was taking a shower and there was something on the ground, a business card or something. I unconsciously took it roughly in my hands and studied it. It was a man's, and on the back was written, "Call me." Already I was pissed. I didn't know why. She got out of the shower and I dressed up, and then I instantly confronted her. What the fuck is this? She glanced at the piece of paper with no reaction. I don't know. What is it? Don't fuck with me. It's written "Call me" on the back. Who is he? I have no idea. Henry. I read the name on the card. I noticed a slight reaction on her part. So you know him? Well, she starts off. There was a man who tried to talk to me while you were buying us a drink, and he told me his name was Henry, but I didn't want to talk to him. Even less take his card, always conveniently while I'm away. What is this then? I throw the card at her. I don't know. He must put it inside my coat pocket or something. You know I wouldn't do that, babe. I start walking toward the exit. Tim, where are you going? Tim! None of your business. No, wait, Tim, you're not thinking of finding that guy, are you? What if I am? She instantly tries to get in between me and the door, saying that she can't pass in front of me. She quickly decides to hug me tightly from behind instead. Get away from me! No, don't leave me like this. It was supposed to be a night for the both of us. Don't you understand that they're all making fun of you? I don't care. Let's drink. Let's have sex. Let's have some fun together. That's the only thing that matters to me. Don't you understand that? Tonight is very important to me. Is she trying to control me? She is, isn't she? Trying to make me feel as though it's so important to her. Then all of a sudden, a thought crossed my mind. There was no logic behind it. Booze must have been at it, yet I was so compelled to think it was true.
Well,
Is that
she's
why?
in love with you, dumbass.
I asked her as though she knew what I was referring to. Why what? Is that why you rented that other room at the motel? To meet with some other men? That's why you pushed me to drink past my limit all night? Huh? Wait, no, that's no way I could do such a thing. You keep telling me this, but is that even true? You're a prostitute after all, aren't you? I don't even know you. I don't know her. I thought I did, but there's no way such a girl would love a loser such as myself. The moment words leave my mouth, I see it in her eyes. I see that I've hurt her more than I ever did. Still, her hold of me never weakened, even then. It irritates me so much to an extent. I said, get off of me. She refuses still, so I shake her off aggressively. The result, she hits her head hard on the right wall next to us and falls to the ground. Pitiably. I froze stiff. I didn't mean to hurt her. I instantly looked back to make sure she's okay. Are you all... I need to help her. Those were my thoughts until... I'm fine, thanks. She flashed me a bright smile even though she looks quite in pain. I have no right to help her. I try again to direct myself to the door, but she gets a hold of my legs in return. Please, don't go. I try to walk nonetheless, but she puts everything to it. The thought of shaking her off almost becomes a reality when I remember what I just did. So instead I just dropped to the floor and sat right next to her, defeated. She lies her head down as if nothing ever happened, yet I still felt anger. What a kid I am. Later on, I drank a bottle of champagne all by myself and passed out in the front of the door, thinking of blocking her way even if she had ever thought of trying to leave. Wow, this is fucking crazy.
A relationship between these two. I'll say again, whoever wrote this is a really good writer. And at the same time, I'm so enthralled to it, like, all my emotions been put into, like, this. Like,
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to put emotion into the voice
this
I'm
is
doing.
like 2 weeks worth of emotion that I've, like, felt from this, man. I'm so tired right now.
The next day, I felt so disgusted with myself. Not because I was hungover or anything of the sort. No, the moment her eyes opened, I knew. I did something wrong. I didn't remember all that much. Probably the effect of the alcohol, but I knew nonetheless. Why was I acting so childishy? Even if she did want to see other men, who was I to try to stop her? I knew all along, right? She was a prostitute. She's been sleeping with men before me and will after me. Yet I'm always so... Jealousy is a byproduct of love, or so they say. I should apologize. If I apologize and explain myself, then maybe I can salvage a bit of this relationship we have together.
Oh, now he cares.
It was only when I laid my eye upon her that I understood. I understood I went too far. Oh.
Shit.
She's doing something for breakfast. She wasn't the type to cook, so what she was doing was pretty straightforward. When she turned around and asked me if I wanted eggs with my toast, that's when I noticed. Was I the one who did this to you? She unconsciously touched her forehead by my words and looked down on her feet right after. No, baby, that wasn't you. I remember having pushed her yesterday, but that wasn't... But was it really that strongly? On her forehead there was a nasty black mark. On the side of her lips was a bruise too.
I can kind of see it through her hair.
Even though she was trying so hard to hide it. Then I remembered those voices inside me, pushing me, almost pleading with me to destroy her. I went too far. Now I realize all of this, we can't go on like this anymore. If we continue even a night longer, I might really kill her. Even though I brought her here to protect her from them, I now realize that I was the one she should have been protected from. I need to end this. Maybe if I act quickly enough, maybe it isn't too late. Where's your phone? My phone? Why would you need my phone? I need your phone now. I don't have it with me. It must be with the things we brought to the motel. Then I need to go find it. Wait, we can do that later, right? No, right now. I might not have the courage later. I reach for my keys, but she embraces me tightly before I do. It is actually surprising me enough to lose my balance and fall to the bed. She falls on top of me. She proceeds to kiss every inch of my face without end. Every time saying, I love you, I love you, I love you. I need to go. Yet she didn't budge. I love you, I love you, I love you. I decided this situation would lead us nowhere. I can't show affection. Not now of all times. Not wanting to hurt her any further than I already did. I get up on my feet, while lifting her and keeping her close in my arm. It's like a piggyback, but in reverse. She has her face on my chest. I can feel her shirt getting wet from her tears. I have her ass in my hands to support her. I'm actually kind of happy with the situation since I very much like her ass.
Oh, wow.
I walked her all the way to the car in this position, not minding the breakfast she did for the both of us. She didn't want to let go of me, but everything has an end, doesn't it? The ride to the motel was a silent one. She was looking at the sky, completely devoid of expression. What is happening to her? Something she doesn't want me to see in the motel? Not that I mind, really. She has every right. I can no longer try to control her. I can no longer. We got out of the car, and surprisingly, she led the way. She unlocked the door and opened it for me. As soon as we entered, I directed myself to our bags. I took both our phones and walked back to her. Sorry, I need to do something alone. Wait for me here, will you? She didn't answer. She looked at me with those eyes that I almost forgot about. Her darkness met mine. I tried to ignore her and pass by her, but she didn't let me. Move. Say, do you love me? She finally asked it. She never did before, but now she did. I don't have time for this. Answer me. Do you love me? I said move! I lifted my hand at her mechanically, and she didn't cower. She didn't blink. She didn't fear me at all. It didn't work. Well, sure it didn't. It didn't because I would never hit her. Do you love me? I don't have a choice, do I? Yes, I do. A dark smile. Enough to throw your life away from me? Yes. I say so with complete certainty. I think we're catching the same thing here.
Yeah.
I see. Her smile disappears. I try to move again, but she blurts out something unexpected the moment I do so. Let's go back to the other hotel room. Let me have one last night, then you can do whatever you want. Sorry, but I can't. What I'm about to do is because I love you, Cassandra. She bites her lips hard before turning her eyes on me. She tried. For that, she tried to smile, but couldn't, which created this expression in between happiness and complete despair. You said it. You finally said it. My full name. Ah. Didn't I ever call her by her full name before? I try to say something, anything, but she shakes her head from left to right. She opens the door behind me to let me out. I walked past her coldly. If only she knew how much I loved her, how much I would kill for it. And that's exactly what I must do. Before leaving her side, she says something to me. Tim, could you buy me some tampons while you're at it? What? I look back at her and she's regained her smile as though all this was just an act. Please, I kinda need it, you know. Can't be helped, I guess. I pass my hand inside of my hair before waving goodbye at her. She doesn't follow suit. She looks at me until I turn the corner. What is she? I feel like we're really hitting the end.
Yeah, me too. We're about hitting the bedrock of this. A puzzling call. Oh.
At first, I thought of taking the car, but soon decided otherwise. Walking would help me cool off a bit, or at least that's what they always say. I bought her what she asked, though. I'm not too sure which ones I should have chosen. Then I looked for a payphone. I didn't want to call directly from her phone, or even mine. If things ended up badly, at least we'll still have some options left. Giving this away too easily would be a bad decision on my part. But man, it's harder than I thought to find a payphone in this day and age. I still found one in the end, but it took 10 minutes longer than I first anticipated. I searched in her phone, but if I remember correctly, her name should be Fanny. Ah, there it is. Fanny, her roommate. She should have known the number of her boss, or maybe, if we were even luckier, she wouldn't have told them yet. I know there's no possible way that we can return soon enough for her next shift tomorrow, but if I can explain things, then maybe. I just need to say to her boss, I'll shoulder her debts in the end, even though we tried to escape. The only thing this man really wants is money. I just need to know how much. Hello? After 3 rings, she answered. Hi, is this Fanny, Cassandra's roommate? Yes, it's me. Who is speaking? Oh, I'm John, one of her clients. Her client? Didn't know she was selling things. No, well, you know, would you mind giving me the number of her boss? There's something really important I need to talk to him about. Her boss? Who's that? Sorry, but she's not here right now. She told me she was going on a trip to Vegas, and alone on top of it. She could at least invite me. Anyway, you have a better chance of calling her phone. Bye. Wait a minute. She told you she was going on a trip? Alone? When? When? I don't know. She sent me a mail Friday night saying she was going somewhere, and sent another one the day after saying something like that. Not sure.
Yep, here we go. The lies are being uncovered.
Friday night. It was the night I took her with me impulsively. To think she had a chance to send the mail. Not that it isn't impossible. Anyway, if you don't have anything else to ask, I have other things to do, so wait, I need to know one last thing. Because the way she talked about it almost seems as if...
Are they really gonna do that to us? Leave us in the dark on what he figured out? Her lie I tried to believe.
Oh...
This must be the final chapter, dog.
I don't know why nor when, but I decided to run. I ran frantically to that motel room. I had an ominous feeling. Why did she lie to me? And how? Her roommate. To my question, she answered me this. What the fuck? Prostitute? Is this some kind of sick joke or something? Sorry, I don't know who you are, but Cass isn't that type of woman, okay? And you won't make me think otherwise. Now, if you'll excuse me, Cassandra isn't a prostitute, but that can't be. I've seen her work. She never denied it. Why would you try to make me believe so? I need to speak with her. But how can I even confront her? And why did she lie to me? I feel anger well up inside of me. I know I'll ignore her until she can't take it anymore, but when she does, I'll force her to tell me everything. The best way to make her suffer without hurting her. She's so dependent on me. She won't be able to bear it for long. Soon enough, she will tell me everything, and then she'll ask me to forgive her. With this way, she'll always ask me everything. Those eyes, that smile, her lips, her everything. I'll accept, of course, but she'll feel indebted to me, and that's when I'll ask her. That's when I'll ask her to... Why did I try to separate us? I don't understand anything anymore. Why did she lie to me? Why am I this way? Why am I scared? At last I'm in front of that door. I'm about to open it when I notice something strange. A bag. A plastic bag is enveloping the door's handle. I almost rip it off but stop midway. Maybe there's a reason why it's here. Also, I have no time dealing with someone so annoying. Open door with the bag still on the handle. I look down. I need to ignore her. I walk extremely slow until I'm in the middle of the room. For some reason, I started trembling. That's when something on the table takes my attention. Reflexively fixated. What? It seems it started raining. There must have been holes in the shitty ceiling since I started leaking all on the table over places.
What the fuck is going on?
I'm sorry. I almost hear her, but I don't want to hear her. This is fake. I lied to you. A noise. An annoying noise as someone slowly opening and closed a bad oily door over and over again. But I did love you. I see her move from the corner of my eye, but I still don't want to see it. I must ignore her. You probably shouldn't. I love that boy who in 3rd grade had difficulty running fast as the other. I love the courageous little boy who in front of the whole class declared he would one day run faster than every one of them. I wanted to encourage that boy, but it seems the means I used to encourage him rubbed him the wrong way. Soon he became cold to my words and even my stares. I realized that the only way to be accepted by that boy was to look at him in the same fashion he did to me. So soon enough I learned to hate him as much as he hated me, even though I loved him. So I gave my everything. I wanted to answer that boy's feelings with my own. Soon he became my whole world. I existed solely to beat him. I existed solely to take things away from him. And for a time it lasted. But I was noticing it. I was noticing the fact that he was creeping closer and closer to me. Obviously taking things away from someone means you also accept things to be taken away from you. In less than a year after graduating from elementary school, he was beating me at running. Even though I was running every night, even though I passed most of my weekend practicing, he beat me as if it was nothing. It was extremely frustrating. I was supposed to be happy about it, wasn't I? I mean, wasn't it exactly what I wanted from him? Yet, he became popular. The ace of the basketball team, he was so special. I'm sure he didn't even notice it to himself. I was so jealous. But at least I still had something. He was still just a sports person while I was also good at school. Surely he wouldn't be able to take this away from me. But then he quit basketball. Why? I loved looking at him play so much. Then I realized he was coming for that too. He was coming to take this away from me too. But if he takes it away from me, for what reason will he keep on looking at me like he's doing right now? There's none. The moment he takes this away, I'll have nothing left to show for myself. This thing that we have together, this rivalry, will no longer exist. I did all I could. I existed solely to beat him after all. That's exactly what I was trying to do. There's no way I would actually win. If he sets himself to do something, he will succeed without a shred of doubt. I foresaw my demise long before it arrived, so before it happened, I tried to shake him off a little. We were in high school by that time, and lots of boys would confess to me, and I decided to accept one of them. Though I had no interest, I wanted to see if it would affect him. Because if it did, it means I would still have something. But it didn't. At first, I thought it did, but when he approached me, it was for a completely different reason. It was because he beat me in the midterms. He probably didn't want to accept it easily, but he did. And I completely given up at that point. He didn't even look at me as a woman. He saw me as a wall to escalate. So I did what was the easiest thing to do. I quit school before the next exams to make sure he never takes it completely away from me before he could escalate the wall. Since he thought the other ones didn't count, I will always be the best out of the both of us if I retire now. So I went with my flawed logic. You see, I didn't lie about the fact my father had a lot of money, but I did lie about the fact he lost it all. So not going to school wasn't such a big deal either way. I could become whatever I wanted. But I didn't want to become anything. I kept on looking at that boy from afar. He graduated and was now a college student. If I hadn't given it up, I wouldn't be right next to him. But obviously I wasn't. I had given up in order to fulfill the purpose of my existence. And that purpose, it was still not completed yet. Because I exist solely to take things away from him. It was fairly easy to approach his friend the moment I explained my interest in seeing him again. He accepted quite readily. The night went on perfect as I anticipated. Soon enough, I was alone with the boy and those eyes, those same evil eyes he always had, sad eyes. I tried the best I could to appeal to him, looking at him mischievously, touching him whenever I could, even tripping for that very purpose. As expected, he finally reacted to it. He was a man after all. I almost had him, almost, but he refused me still. I had no idea why. Was I not to his liking? Maybe it's because he still hated me. Maybe it's because I looked too pure, because I didn't look like a woman still. For the next 2 years, I tried multiple times to approach him with the excuse of it being coincidence and whatnot, but every time he would run away from me or completely ignore me, even if I changed the things I wore or the way I walked. He never looked at me. I was nothing to his eyes. I almost gave up. Then I noticed something sometimes he would go out of his way to go to a certain bar and meet with one of his clients, a hostess bar. Instantly I had the idea. Why not? I knew he sometimes came on a Thursday, so as long as I'm able to work that day, I'll eventually be able to meet him. And he'll no longer be stopped by his guilty conscience seeing I'm a hostess of all things. It would surely give him enough appeal. I wanted him to look at me as a woman. I wanted him to want me. I wanted him to suffer like he made me. So I started working at the bar only on Thursday and wait for him. And contrary to some belief, I could choose if I wanted to lay with the client or not. On the third week he finally came. I noticed him right away, and sure enough, I made sure to serve him. I played with my hair, teased him, and smiled brightly whenever I could. He finally cracked, and then after that night, I had him. From then on, it was like a piece of cake. He was so gentle, too gentle. That was his downfall. I created a story to go along with the fact that I'm a prostitute in order to stir up some compassion for him. In our 7th meeting, I even beat my own self up to make him react irrationally. What the fuck?
Wow.
That's right, since the very beginning it was all my fault. I manipulated him, played with him, and planned this whole ordeal. I'm so disgusting. Then he brought me to Las Vegas. Every time he would disappear for 1 minute or two, I started a conversation with complete strangers. All of this to make him jealous, and it worked more often than not. Then I even dropped a business card on the floor, a fake business card, and he was pissed. He shouted at me and drank himself to sleep. And while he slept, I hit my head on one of the walls just so that he could think he's done it to himself, or he's done it himself. Okay.
Dude, damn, dude. This girl orchestrated some serious shit.
And just now he said it to me. He said that he loved me. I made him love me. A gentle boy, and I exist solely to take things away from him. How horrible I am. Let him wish he had never crossed paths in this world. I took away his job, took away his girlfriend, almost took away his life. Now he even let me take away his love. I crushed paper in my hand, frustration like I've never felt before. The rain has now come frantic and I can no longer control it. I look at her, she's moving ever so slightly. But the movement is out of her control because it's the fault of this damn cord. This damn cord was just tied around her neck. There are so many things I need to tell her, so many, but the only one that comes out of my mouth, you stupid liar.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh. Oh. I'm in so much pain.
So that's going to be the end of this episode. I'm not even going to comment on the last part because y'all saw how I reacted when Sayori died in Doki Doki Club. So,
Verge of tears.
as always, like the video, please like, subscribe. If you have any suggestions, gameplay tips, comments, put in the comment section below. I'll see you all in the next episode.